well, when two people get together, their relationship can go through a number of paths. And according to a recent article in Psychology Today, there are 4 different paths they can take. They can stay together and be happily ever after, like Monica. They can break up and go their separate ways. They can break up but remain somewhat connected. Or they can break up the makeup and break up the makeup and, like, what do you call it? No, I'm just teasing. But we have seen it happen over and over again in Hollywood. Take Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, right? Katy Perry and John Mayer, they were like up and down, break up makeup. I think they're for sure off now. And while Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel may have gone through the cycles, things, of course, ended up well because they are now happily married. Hopefully that stays that way. So how stable are these on-again, off-again relationships? Well, Amy Hachquet is here with more. And Amy, of course, you're a relationship expert. And, you know, you talk to a lot of couples, and there's so many different issues. But when you see this pattern, what does it say about the couple and their ability to kind of have a healthy relationship?
Well, it's so interesting because by some estimates, over 60% of people at one time or another have found themselves engaged in the complicated relationship patterns that encompass an on-again, off-again relationship. And so while there's something to be said for a couple's tenacity and persistence in trying to work things out over and over again, at some point you have to take an honest look at the relationship and determine if this is really the right thing to continue doing, because over time they deteriorate. There's more negative interactions, less communication, less intimacy. So there's several things you want to keep in mind when deciding whether to walk or stay. Okay,
let's talk about those things. So walking or staying, what things should you determine or assess?
Definitely gain an outside perspective. So it's very easy to dismiss or become defensive when well-meaning family and friends have input into your relationship, but they are an objective third party. And so consider what they have to say. Chances are they've been speaking into your life for many years, and so you're kind of over it, but sometimes they're speaking the truth that we don't want to hear, so don't completely tune them out.
Okay. Also, too, what about also, you know, healthy or habitual? Because some people, it's just that they are comfortable with what's unhealthy in their life.
Absolutely. Do you find yourself breaking up over reasons based on incompatibility, chemistry, through to more serious issues like infidelity, emotional bullying, but you return to the relationship because it's habitual as opposed to healthy, or maybe you don't want to be alone? So know that a healthy relationship is one worth waiting for and that you are worth it.
Absolutely. And you know, they always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over, expecting a different result. That can be applied to relationships, because if you do decide to make it work and get back together, you can't follow the same old patterns. You've got to change it up, right?
Absolutely. If you're going to make up, you got to make sure you change it up, because on-again, off-again relationships are often characterized by a lot of passion, but ultimately a lack of change. So negative cycles and behavior escalate, the couple breaks up, promises are made, the honeymoon stage begins, and then the whole cycle tends to repeat itself. So for true change to take place, both parties have to recognize the part and the responsibility that they take in maintaining toxic patterns, and know that one partner is not responsible for the state of the relationship in terms of fixing it. And both parties have to just come together and decide whether or not they want to make it work.
Yeah, you're doing 90% of the work and he's only doing 10. It might be time to reassess things, right?
Exactly.
And move along. So,
Exactly.
Amy, thank you so much. Really appreciate your advice. And